So, today I thought I would do a different kind of video that I haven't done before, which is talking about Final Fantasy VII Remake and some of the issues or questions that I may have that I've heard and watching plenty of theorizing videos and complaints. And I'm in a Final Fantasy VII group because they added me. Not really pleased with that. But we're going to go through these topics. First of all, about the release of the game itself. The first part is only supposed to take part in Midgard. That's it, the first Midgard. And the game is supposed to be around, I've heard 60 hours, it'll probably be 25-30 because that's how long most Final Fantasy games. I have finished every single Final Fantasy in under 40 hours, and that's with getting about 90% of the extra stuff. So, don't take a long time to get through. So, but saying that, the first part that comes out in March is on 2 discs. So, it could be more than 25 hours. I doubt it because it's just supposed to be Midgard. But what I believe that they are going to do is in the original Final Fantasy VII, you mostly focused on maybe 3 districts at most. And you took out 1 plate, and Shinra took out the other plate. What I think they want to do is have Avalanche be more prominent. Because before, Avalanche was like 10% of the game, and the rest of the game was chasing Sephiroth. Didn't really have to do a lot with Avalanche and their goal. So I think there are 7 districts? 7 plates? I could be wrong on that, but I think there's 7. So what they might have you do is go to each section and each plate. Maybe plant a bomb in each one, maybe not, we'll see. But you're definitely going to be able to explore Midgard as a whole. The slums, the upper plates, the Shinra building. My one issue is, how are things going to progress between this game that's coming out and the other parts? Is it going to be like .hack, where your save and your levels transfer over, and even if you haven't played part 1, you get to start at a certain level? Because that'd be fine. That's a pretty standard JRPG that transfers over games. I would not like it if they decided, hey, let's start you from level 1 all over again. No. I'm hoping they transfer. I'd be very upset if you have to restart everything, every game. That would not even make sense to the storyline. Also, what level cap is there going to be if they transfer levels? Because I think... I don't actually remember because I haven't finished the first .hack. But I feel like it was level 40-ish was the level cap? 40 or 80? And then you kept going. I'll find out when I play it because it's next on my list, but the level cap for most Final Fantasies is 99. But if you're gonna have... I've heard 3 games, I've heard 6. But if you're gonna have, let's go with the lowest, if you're gonna have 3, and each is supposed to be 25 hours or more, or 80, they like to say 80 is the max level. They said that with Kingdom Hearts 3, and I finished that in like freaking 12 hours. So they're not always correct on that. So we'll go with the 25 hours to 30. Normally, in a Final Fantasy game, everyone that I've played, 7, 8, 9, 10... 10 doesn't count. No, I've always gotten way more hours for 10. But 10-2... Oh, and 10 doesn't have levels, that's right. 12... 15 even. The max level I got with just going through and finishing the game has always been 60. Like, I finished most games at 50 to 60. And then you can spam the rest up to 99. So I'm wondering if they're going to leave it at like certain caps and what good caps would be if they're going to go over 99. Those are all questions and concerns that I have, and I'm hoping they talk about it more because I would like to see how things are going to transfer and to know that it's not just going to cut off and have to restart every game because that would annoy me because I'm not really worried about the time to wait. Not as much. Hi, baby. Because 1 to 2 years would be a good waiting time, and I could save up the money because $60 a pop is a lot, and we're spending that twice this year. So, but moving on past that, since we're in this little cutscene with the materia, this is not really a concern. This is what I think is going to happen. They have stated that there will be new materia, and there will definitely be materia that doesn't fit. That makes sense. I love that you can see it in the weapons. That's great. But hey, be nice to the kitty. Leave him alone. Stop. But I have a feeling for sure like the double cut material is not going to be in the game. There's no reason for it to be in this game because you're not sitting still. You're constantly hitting. There's no reason for double cut unless it's to turn it into a multiplayer where 1 hit hits for 2 hits. Then I could see it. Air conditioning. What are you doing right now? I also could not see the cover materia being in use because you're in control of the character. There's no reason for you to go and protect another character. So I couldn't see cover. I don't know about morph. I maybe morph. A lot of the yellow materials I'm thinking are going to be removed. Yellow materials are things like I just said. Cover is purple, but morph is a yellow materia. Throw, steel, which they could still use that, but I actually doubt it. Because in all the action JRPG games, I've never seen the characters use steel, so I don't think that's going to be one that they're going to keep. Which morph could be, could not. Throw doesn't really have a good need in this game. A death blow now? I could see them keeping death blow. For sure, maybe. But it being something you have to build up those HP bars really high to get, and it only works on certain enemies. Long range materia, I think they're getting rid of. Because there's not a need for it, because they've already shown that you need to switch characters to hit faraway targets. So giving the close range characters one, I don't think they need it. I think that's one they could get rid of because you should already have long range people in your party. That's common sense. You should have at least one person, Barrett or Vincent or Yuffie, or that's it. Or if those people can't do long range, there's always magics. I think the main magics they're going to keep is like Final Fantasy 15 and Kingdom Hearts, where it's the fire, the water, blizzard, all that. They're going to keep all those kind of magics. They'll probably keep HP plus magics because that would work out really well. MP plus, I don't know that you really need that one, but HP plus for certain. They'll probably keep, they're obviously keeping the summon ones. So mostly I think it's going to be normal magics, maybe the elemental ones that you can combine on your weapon, or the ones that shield you from elements. That might keep poison. Poison, if they combine poison and elemental in one materia, that would make sense because then you could hit without having to cast it. That would be cool. Quake, maybe? They could keep Quake. But I'm definitely thinking it's mostly going to be elemental magics, and then maybe things that buffer, like obviously they're going to have Cure, maybe they'll obviously probably keep Life and Asuna, and then Barrier might be one they keep. But yeah, so I think they're just going to get rid of the ones that don't make sense unless you're standing still. Turn-based combat. Going on from that, I want to talk about the characters. Number one, I've heard so many complaints about the voice actors not being from Advent Children. Who cares? Oh my god, who cares? I've watched the trailers, they all sound wonderful. Tifa sounds better than she's ever sounded. Cloud sounds the same. Sephiroth's had like 4 voice actors, and he sounds exactly the same as he's always sounded. That's all that matters. The only voice actor from Advent's 2 voice actors from Advent's Children that I would like to see return are Vincent's actor, because I've never heard anyone else do Vincent Valentine's voice, and he was perfect. And the one that I feel like wouldn't make sense to replace is Reno's, because he's the same voice actor that plays Axel, and Axel is based off of Reno. He's a tribute to Reno. So it would make sense to have Quentin still do both characters. And he already has a contract with Square Enix, so that one makes complete sense for them to bring back. And for certain, we'll find out, because Reno will be in part 1. If anyone's played the original, Reno is one of the boss fights in Midgard, so he'll definitely be in part 1. Other than that, as long as they get voice actors that make the character sound good, I don't care. The only thing that I am concerned about with character-wise is that Vincent will not be in the first game. Logically, if they follow how you're supposed to get Vincent and Yuffie, you will not get them in part 1. And that upsets me beyond belief, because you can play as certain characters and switch them, and I want to play as Vincent. And his limits will look amazing. And I want that. Especially his limits, because they book Berserk. And I'm wondering if they'll still do that? Where you can just put his limit on and switch characters and he just goes crazy? I mean, they already do that when you're not controlling them. So I'm wondering if they'll even need to do that still? Or it would be one of those things that once you turn on his limit, you can't go back to him? Because they're supposed to go, in the original one, Vincent went until the battle was over. I don't know how that will work with this, or if it's going to be like his abilities, his limit in Dirge of Cerberus, where he has a time limit on it. We'll see. There's only, other than that, all the characters look great. That was the only concern I had, was that we probably will get to play as Vincent, and that will upset me, because he's my favorite character. My only other thing is, stop talking about Tifa's boobs. I don't care. I'm tired of hearing people complain that her boobs aren't big enough, that they're censoring her boobs. She looks wonderful. She looks more amazing than I could have ever pictured. And it's amazing. And stop whining. I hate it. I hate that everyone just focuses on her boobs aren't big enough. If her boobs were bigger, they would look disgusting. Horrible. Like, my freaking god, she's fine. She has a fighter's build, she's wearing a sports bra, she looks well-rounded and natural. That's all that matters. Her boobs aren't tiny, they're average, normal-sized. My god, chill out. If you're that interested, go watch porn, because you should be playing the game for way other reasons. My goodness. Yeah, but that was my concerns. I think the big thing is, if you're gonna bitch about the game, number one, don't fucking buy it. Just don't. Some of us are looking forward to it no matter what they change. And we're waiting to see when it comes out what it's gonna be like. Especially me. I'll probably like it no matter what. Because I'm also the person who liked Final Fantasy 15 when no one else did, so if it's anything like that, I'll love it, because 15 was fun. 15 and 12 are my favorites, so any mix of that kind of situation, battle style, I'm loving it. So March is the release date, and then we'll see then how things go. So thank you for watching. Bye.